All right, for this segment, we've got to be a little bit careful because the topic is very sensitive. You know, it can get you kicked off social media if you're not careful. So I'm going to do my best to be respectful at all times because I'm a respectful guy. And it's an important issue. Seriously, it is an important issue that needs to be addressed. But I love my social media accounts. I love my Twitter account, and I want to be able to keep it. So I'll be respectful, okay? Deal. So this hideous animal, Jessica Yaniv is a biological man, but now self-identifies as a woman. And she is trying to legally coerce other women to wax her hairy ballsack. Now, you might have heard of her. You might be aware of her by now. You know, so she identifies as a transgender woman. That's fine. That's a person who was born a male, but transitioned to female. But this person has filed 16 different complaints against estheticians because they refused to wax her balls. There's a lot more. There's a lot more beyond the complaints against the estheticians because it suggests that this is not a well person. But I'm not going to make that diagnosis. I will leave that to Miss Blair White. This is a transgender conservative to explain.
This person is very Sue happy. So I want to preface this video protecting myself by saying everything is alleged. Allegedly. Now, Jessica Yaniv is currently under fire for a lot of things, and I'm going to list them here. Going into women's public restrooms presenting entirely as male, photographing underage girls, sending predatory, disgusting, entirely inappropriate messages to tweens and teenagers, and this is what most people are talking about with this person, also getting a women's spa completely shut down after causing such a stink over a female waxer not wanting to wax their male privates. Yaniv is also apparently trying to host topless swimming parties with kids. Specifically stating topless.
Wait, that's a biological man? Hey, I mean, I never rule anything out. No, I'm not making this up. I mean, and it gets even creepier. She requested to appear before the township council, as you saw in that video, so that she could host an all-bodies swim at the pool for people aged 12 and up. 12! And wanted to allow these individuals to appear topless. 12 years old, wants to see him topless. I mean, is that not the sickest thing you've ever heard? Now, to me, this just sounds like a dude. This sounds like a dude who's scamming the world so that she can see teenage girls naked. Because Yaniv still likes women, right? Still likes women, biological man, attracted to women, but is now identifying as a lesbian woman so that she can get access to locker rooms. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. You know, she comes off as a troll at best, but at worst, someone who is extremely dangerous. But, you know, this isn't just one person. Not bringing this up just to warn about one person. Hinging this conversation on Jessica really just makes it too easy to dismiss this sick trend that we're seeing, since this person, you know, it's not a person that seems genuine at all. I'm sorry, I'm not buying it. But I am concerned about what this movement in general means for women and girls, because they are the ones who will be victimized by this movement. Jessica appeared the other day on a show with a certain infamous host that I cannot mention. We cannot show his face, because if we do, we'll get kicked off Facebook and Instagram. That's how it works in 2019. So I'd love to show you a clip from that episode, because then you'd see this host non grata, shall we call him, actually appearing to be completely sane in comparison to this Jessica person. This host was not yelling or screaming like he sometimes does. He is totally calm. He calmly asks Jessica about the idea of a 12-year-old girl who has to share a locker room with a transgender, and if it's reasonable for the 12-year-old girl to be upset if she sees the transgender woman's penis while changing. And you want to know what Jessica said? Jessica said it was not reasonable for that little girl, for that little 12-year-old to get upset. And she's mad because she says people want to start segregating sex, Which brings me to my point. No, we don't want to start segregating sex. We want to keep segregating sex when it comes to naked people and their private parts and our kids. Now, of course, I love women, and I don't mean that they should be completely separated from men. That would be obviously insane. Insane, right? But as a wonderful Western society, we value our women, and we want them to be safe and comfortable. And we used to agree that that meant keeping naked male schlongs out of the women's locker room. I mean, that used to be agreed upon by everyone to mean that a woman should not be forced to handle a man's junk, for religious reasons or not. If a woman says, no, thank you, I'm not comfortable with touching your penis, the only acceptable response to that should be, okay, I totally get it. Not, well, I'm going to sue you because you won't touch my sack. This is why it's important. This is why it's important to have these discussions. Even though they want to worry about, they want to ban you for it, you got to worry about getting permanently banned from social media platforms. But it's getting to a point where women and even little girls, 12-year-old girls, are being vilified for not wanting to see and touch strangers' penises. This is clown world, folks. Clown world. That's where we are living. We can't allow bullies like Jessica to get away with treating women as second-class citizens. While maintaining decency and respect, we must stay vocal about this. I am not okay with forcing women to see or handle male junk in the name of political correctness. I am not okay with that, and it should not be controversial whatsoever.